Alright guys, 3.10 has gone to Evocarti, and I pretty much predicted this earlier in the week. I said it was going to go at the end of this week or early next week. Well, guess what? It's the end of this week. So let's go through, let's talk about patch notes, let's talk about what they are testing, what's in the focus build. Seems like pretty much everything that's on the roadmap is there, so, you know, woohoo! But let's jump into it. Might also be a second video for the day, guys, for the roadmap, and there also actually might be a third for Fleet Week. I might put Alien Week in with the roadmap. Nah, we'll do separate videos. 3 videos for the day, guys. Let's knock them out. Let's get them started. So, 3.9.1 Evocarti, 3.10 Evocarti. It's obviously under NDA, but doesn't bother us because we didn't sign it. Now it is long-term persistence is enabled. Current build is under NDA. Right, okay. So testing focus: ship fly in and out of atmosphere. Update building block ship UI for all flyable ships. Oh wow, okay. High-speed combat changes and turret gameplay. Known issue: epilepsy warning. The player screen can appear to flick rapidly whilst QTing to surface locations. Players may be killed when leaving through the Area 18 restricted area tunnel from the spaceport. That's a bit of a bug, but anyway, probably should fix that one. Just saying, you know. Alright, yeah, that's better. Alright, sorry, my little face rig thing wasn't working. Multiple shop doors will not open around Area 18, preventing access. Proximity chat audio is very quiet and low. There are naked AIs in multiple areas of the BU. Okay, well, sex trade's roaring, I suppose. Legally landed ships may be impounded. Lawville bartender goes missing following a client relaunch. Both ship and processing facility, the SMC-14 and the SM-3, on Calliope are missing QT markers. There's no atmosphere in Port Al-Azhar's Kasaba outlet shop. AI NPCs will stand on seats in various locations. Multi-tool and Croatia prison commissary does not come with an orbit mining attachment. If the player exits to menu, disconnects crash during the prison loading screen, transits will load out and not be changed. Changing operative system language whilst in game leads to interactive mode not working. I've had that. Mine wasn't from operating system language though. Mine was because my screen went into sleep mode because I was doing some recordings on the other PC. Players may get stuck on loading screen when leaving prison or respawning. Players may get stuck in prison loading screen if sent back to a prison a second time without clearing their crime stat. All maps are offset of the planet's surfaces. Replacement balls are present in the cargo hold of the Valkyrie. While going into ADS and crouching prone, you'll be able to see through the optic scope on the Arrowhead or the P6LR. Okay. The ship target appears when the flight radicals in third-person view. Okay. Free look does not always work properly in turrets. Reliant remote turret had not visible. Remote turret controls and pilot seat do not deactivate pilot controls. Okay. Torrents ignore power settings. Players may fall out of turret and clip through geometry when exiting with a female model. Workaround is avoid choosing the female model for now. Clicking on an empty seat in the personal commodity inventory will cause the client to crash. Clicking on an empty space in the personal commodity inventory. Okay. Purchasing a plushie from the shop will currently send it to the void and not into your inventory. Turret projectiles and fixed weapons fire slightly desynced, so hits may appear not to register but do. So, characters, Moby-Glass variants is added the initial implement of Moby-Glass variant, which is give the player abilities to switch their Moby-Glass for another one with various colours. I warned you guys I was doing that. I said that was going to happen. Players will be able to purchase these in-game at the new factory lines in the new Babbage or Microtech. Cool. I like that idea. I like the fact you can customise your Moby-Glass. Cover, AI cover, so cover usage version 1, expanding the tactics setting for selection for the NPC human combat to analysis to environment and detect, in absence of full cover, possible positions where they can engage enemies without being fully exposed to them. This includes objects such as small crates which could potentially provide partial cover. Gameplay, body dragging. Added the initial features to allow players to interact with dead and unconscious characters and move them. Whilst actor is dragging, they can equip, use, and holster one-handed weapons, i.e. pistols and knives. The dragging character holds onto the victim with their left hand, leaving their right hand free. Thruster effective curves. Jerk and aerodynamics. Thruster effective curves drastically change the way thrusters work in atmosphere. In atmosphere, our thrusters now lose efficiency and become much weaker. I presume this is obviously because of gravity and stuff like that. This is dependent on the ship and the thruster type to some degree, but ships are now much weaker when atmosphere and cannot fly in the maneuverable way they used to. I like that idea, actually. Depends how it flies. I'd like to see that. Jerk. This is a core change to how ships move, both in space and in atmosphere, that makes them much smoother and feel more weighty. Jerk is a measure on how the ship's acceleration changes, and previously was infinite. Now it's an finite quality that means thrusters do not respond immediately to changes in acceleration. Expect weightier feeling ships, but with similar levels of maneuverability. Aerodynamics. Ships now have individual simulated aerodynamic surfaces, that must be STF, that contribute various little ways of force to the motion of the ships. The result is both much more realistic and enjoyable to fly. The significant and more detailed simulation. Expect lots of subtle, unique flying characteristics per ship that give them a lot more character. Ships with wings are now able to stall, do level turns, lose speed in tight turns, and various fancy automatic features. The aerodynamic interaction with wind is now more detailed and expect wind to push and pull on ships in complex ways. Turbulence, maybe. Ships' aerodynamics will now cause you to switch between configurations. Breakable parts now affect the aerodynamics, so break off a wing and the ship will not fly straight anymore. Okay, cool. Interesting, but cool. High-speed combat. Ship systems will now suffer the consequences of travelling at high speed, restricting some of the options that players will have max velocity that will push players to engagement at lower speeds. This is to try and obviously stop jousting and stuff like that, right? When flying above SCM speeds, weapon accuracy, gimbal assist speed, and missile lock speed will be negatively affected. While you'll still be able to lock onto a target and fire above SCM, missile firing can now only occur when firing below SCM speeds. Ooh. So you can lock on and then you're going to have to slow down to fire. That kind of makes sense, really, because missiles, I presume, would have a certain max speed as well. Ships added to the ships and vehicles added. So they've added the Kruger K-Rig P-72 Archimedes Emerald. They've added ship paints to in-game shops. Nice. They're adding the initial implementation of game purchasable ship paints to shops in the verse. These are purchased with game AUC from Dumpers Depot and Amiga Pro shops and can be applied using the ship loadout manager in your Moby-Glass. The first release will only have sell the Invictus 2950 paints for small selection of ships. But obviously it's just a testbed, right? Weapons and items. They've added the sniper rifle from the Lightning Bolt Company. So it is a unique and precision sniper rifle from the Lightning Bolt Company. Once the charging handle is engaged, it accurately fires a charged electron to deal significant energy damage that spreads to nearby conductive targets. This special pulse effect also leaves a residual charge in the striking area that increases damage delivered by subsequent electron shots. Alongside the rifle's special firing capabilities, the Udswitz, what it's known, is best known for its distinct barrel that cracks with energy when powering its next shot. Currently, this cannot be acquired at Scutters in Grimhex. Acquired at Scutters in Grimhex. Where's Scutters? Is that the gun shop? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Never really took notice of the shop in Grimhex's name, but anyway. They've also added the Electron Pistol. Engineering excellence only scratches the surface of a distant pistol for Mercury 10 weapon manufacturer. Oversaw every aspect of the weapon, imbuing it with power, precision, panic features, blah blah blah, whatever. Right, so the fires an electron charge shot that impacts not only on its target, amplifying the charge with each hit, but can spread to additional conductive targets. So it's just basically the pistol version of the sniper rifle. They've also added the C-54 ballistic SMG. It's easy to handle, beauty with be able to purple accelerated style. The C-54 is sleek and perfectly balanced SMG from Gemini. Its lightweight polymer frame and ergonomic design makes it ideal for close quarter engagements. The C-54 is capable of firing 10mm rounds on full auto to provide maximum support. Cool. So, day-night temperature changes on planets. We're now introducing a new mechanic to the planets that cause the temperature to rise and fall with the day and night cycle. This means that planets should be warmer during the day and cooler during the night. I like that. I really, really like that. Locations. Grimhex version 2. These updates are made to Grimhex to complete landing zone. The main changes including the local branded utilitarian hangars accessible by the main hub. This includes 2 large and 1 extra large hangar to allow larger ships to land. High-tech hangars. The full replacement of the current New Babbage hangars to the new high-tech hangars. They've also added the new Babbage shop additions, introducing the shops to New Babbage, such as the novelty kiosk and the new Babbage spaceport interior, which will sell souvenirs and knickknacks. Also coming to the spaceport is the factory line. I don't think it's at the spaceport though, is it? I think it's at the over at the main shop, at the main area. But anyway, a flagship store for Microtech, which sells the top of the line products such as Mobi-Glass variants, SimPods, a new Microtech hacking chip, and other various computer-related items. Planet redrop, height map, quality. So they obviously updated the height maps. Updating map to allow the height maps used on planets and moons to fully take advantage of their higher resolution. This means more detail can be utilized during the painting process. Planet redrop of landing zones, which we saw on IC earlier this week. Planet relocations or redropping the height map quality, update to landing zones, derelicts, underground facilities, and outposts are correctly in the updated environments. Ocean shader improvements. They've also added support for in-game oceans to react to flares and local light using screen space and cube map reflections. Upgraded shading to include a fluorescent compound and a subsurface scattering term. And new shader features to enhance the realism of oceans with improved refraction and additional detail layer. The added ability for the oceans to react to the winds to increase or decrease wave turbulence. Quantanium Minable's visual material. This is the visual change to the quantanium nodes, giving it a new unique material that will differentiate from other minables. Added additional LODs to Port Al-Azhar landing pads and rings to help with the asset popping in and out in the distance. Holy dooly, there is a lot in this patch. Gameplay, ship HUD rework, rebuilding our ship HUDs to use the new building blocks UI system ahead of further redesign and looking for the UI. This includes updates to the design of the true vector indicator and rework centering target UI. This change is currently not for ground vehicles and will come from a future update. Target usability improvements. In order to improve the general combat and turret experience in SC, a number of changes have been done. This is the first iteration and we plan to continue to improve in these features. Currently, some of the UI is a placeholder. So turrets now have a fixed asset system using weapon convergence to nudge weapons towards the target while still rewarding precise aim and area targeting. In addition, we've also modified how much of the acceleration of a target is taken into account for the pip prediction. We now have updated the pip purely on the velocity, which gives us a much more stable firing solution and decreases the effective network jerking of the jerky behavior. Cool. We've also made numerous updates to control, include adding a new binding map for the turrets and the new location. A new optional control turnings. VJoy styles control have been added to set the default. Q binding Q swaps between VJoy and the relatively mouse mode. Added ESP to turrets key binding, which is E. Gyro mode, which is G. Changeable target velocity limiter shift. L shift enables and with a WS wheel mouse to change limits. Combined scattering mode, which is V. Holding down C will automatically recenter the turret. Okay, cool. Turret UI is now in specific status labels so that there's no uncertainty in what the turret is doing, including VJoy modes, turret rotation, gimbal borders, aim quality. Okay, so this looks like there's a whole bunch of updates for the turret, which seems really cool. So they've added ship control settings. We've now made updates to the default ESP setting. ESP radius and dampening effects is now customizable in the option menu. We've now added an additional VJoy visibility and function setting to the optional menu. Don't know what that is, but we'll have a look when it comes out. Prisons version 2. Updated the commissary vending machines and items as well as an NPC guard behavior. We've also added missions to repair broken oxygen dispensers for merits. These missions will trigger periodically as oxygen kiosks in the prison caves will break over time and signal that they need a repair. When a player accepts and completes the mission, they are rewarded with merits. Updates to Star Marine scoring and rec convention. So, score for kills in Star Marine have been doubled to 200, increasing the score limit for elimination to 5,000, up from 3,000, and adjusting the score rec conversion due to these changes. Move the personal inner thought back and page arrows to the middle of the menu, and added a dark background behind the wheel, updated at all. So, move the personal inner thought back, and then page arrows is to the middle of the menu, and added a dark background behind the wheel. Okay. Updated all radar and pings to be able to detect mineable entities. So updated all radars and pings to be able to detect minables. So maybe that's stopping things from not popping in. I noticed there was a bit of a bug with that. Things were popping in and out and stuff like that, not been showing up. Ships and vehicles. Vehicle armor values have returned to ships. We now have set up some minor armor variation to ships. Ships designed to take punishment will now have slightly higher damage resistance. So, example, the Cutlass Blue. Stealthier ships will have signature reduction in armor at the cost of some damage resistance. So, the Drake Buccaneer QOL update. Quality of life, maybe? Intake fuel tanks no longer fall off randomly with single engine attachments. Missile Python S3 gun mounts swapped around to provide firepower with a wing that is detached. Change default missiles to a mixture of standard IC and SC, IR and CS. Glass sternware pass to help with pilot's visibility. The Drake Caterpillar quality of life updates. Weapons changed. Oh, okay. So that's the update there for the Buccaneer. Cool. Okay. So they're trying to make the Buccaneer a little bit more beefy by looks. Drake Caterpillar quality of life updates. Weapons changed from 4 size 2s with size 1 installed to 2 size 3s with size 2 installed. Turrets can now change from 2 size 4s manned to 2x4s manned and 1x3 remote. Ooh, cool. Glass dirtware passes to help with pilot visibility. The Anvil Gladiator quality of life update. Increased turret size from 2 to 3. Increased turret weapons from size 2 to 3. Default weapons change from gimbaled size 2 to fixed size 3. And the Scout, the Jean Scout quality of life updates. They've updated the flight performance weapon hard points, increasing size 3 to size 4. Default weapons changes from a fixed size 2 to a gimbaled size 3. I think this is all because of Theatres of War. That's what I think this is all about. Theatres of War. This is the data they've got from it. So they've gone through and made some changes, which I'm completely happy with. Cortec, increase the ship cull distance to help with ships visually popping in and out. Major bug fixes. Glass in the Aero View hangar should no longer be heavily obscured by scratches when looking out in the upper room. Okay. Fix the Mustang being able to equip size 2 quantum drive. Fix the audio equipment of the carrier thrusters so it should no longer be extensively loud to players inside the ship. AI should no longer regularly go into relative aim states during combat. Fixed ADS position on the FPS weapons to be centered so that crosshairs line up to the bullet firing. And they fixed one client crash. Wow. There is a lot in this patch. Anybody says that they're not doing any work, then just read these patch notes. These are probably one of the biggest patch notes I've seen for a first build. Look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously this is just word. Obviously, you know, seeing it in game would obviously be better. But obviously I'm not Evocarti, and if I was, then I wouldn't be able to go through and make this video. So that said, look, at the end of the day, I think this is a really good patch. It's sounding like there's a fair bit of quality of life in there. There sounds like there's also some new features, for example, the new shops and stuff like that. I like the fact we can start buying paints in game now. I'm looking forward to seeing some of those. I didn't see anything about the cargo hangars. There was nothing about the refinery decks or cargo decks. So, I don't know. Maybe that's coming at a later build. I think there might have been something up here about it, but nothing's coming up in search. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. This video has been going for 24 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up now. But guys, yeah, at the end of the day, really looking forward to this patch. Really looking forward to us getting our hands on it. Sounds like almost everything is in there except for the cargo deck and the refinery. I can't see anything in there about that at the moment, but I might have missed it. But guys, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Big shout out to obviously Star Citizen Leaks, who still has banned me for obviously putting this out there. But at the end of the day, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. 2 more videos coming out today, guys. We're going to talk about the ships that are on sale. And we're also going to go through and we'll do a roadmap as well. So 3 videos, guys. Apart from that, we'll see you guys in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.